Welcome back.
Woo!
Woo!
Welcome. Basic Banter for Witches.
Whoop, 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 whoop. You came back.
Woo!
Whoop, whoop. We're so
Woo! Woo!
excited. Woo,
Yes.
woo, woo, woo.
We're
Yeah.
so happy.
We
We are so
so
happy.
we're always happy to record. I am always happy to record. I really
Me
am.
too.
I'm like, when we podding? You gonna pod? We podding
Exactly.
tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do your research? No.
Your
We're
research?
doing it anyway.
Exactly. Oh, I just need 5 minutes. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I
Just
mean
needs
like
5 minutes. I need like a week.
I like when you're really interested in a topic, it's like when you get
It's
like
easy.
when you devour something, it's like literally like, oh, and what else? You know what I mean? So
Yes.
So
And I like that. That's good.
uh-huh.
That's good. How's your week been, Jess?
Oh well, we know it's been fine. We've
Good
had
time.
some things, but it's okay. It's fine. Things
Yeah.
are fine, guys.
Yeah.
I am fine.
Yes.
I am,
It's
I'm not sick anymore, knock on wood.
yes,
That is the highlight. But
definitely.
now my husband and my daughter and my son are sick. So
Yeah.
that's
Like, what
So
the heck, though? What the heck? At least you
yeah.
don't have that, like, the patchy eye or the other eye.
At least I can see out of both my eyes, yes. And they're not disgusting in color. And I can breathe through my nose happily. I can sleep.
Yep.
But yes.
Yeah. Which we know our one listener will be very happy that you can breathe out of your nose.
No catching on anything, Mo.
Oh,
exactly.
so
yeah.
funny.
So yeah.
Oh.
So anyway, so that's like the brighter side. I could like Brittany and I were like chatting about it before we like started the episode. I'm like, we're just not even gonna unload that on you guys today.
No,
I just like it's
just
a
have
lot.
faith everything's gonna work out.
So much energy.
And we'll have a better update when things are moving forward again.
Fuck yeah, that's what I gotta say is absolutely right. Like it'll exactly. I had a reading with Bev and her sister, like what was that in the Empath sisters, Bev and Shelley. What was that? I was here already, October. I don't know when it was, but it was like during their like weekend.
That sounds
or whatever,
about right. October.
right?
Yeah.
And Bev did say that this situation that I'm in is gonna take longer than I think. And I felt like the last time, because this is like it's already been like a roller coaster. I thought the last hiccup was like, oh, but it's gonna take longer, so any day. And I'm so naive.
And now you're just like, oh, I didn't realize longer meant actually this much.
Oh, like even longer yet. Oh, cool beans. Okay, anyways, don't mean to be so cryptic, but like
she also said that you may not be in Ireland for over a year.
Well, no, she said that I only see a year and I think you guys will be deciding. But like at this point, like I can't see why we would not be here longer. Do you know what I mean? Like like it makes sense for us to be here. Ryan's work here, you know what I mean? Anyways, like so far so good in that sense. But I'm looking forward to more and being like, anyways.
to have the good stuff that we mentioned in the last episode for her to finally go forward.
Totes. So yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm just like looking forward to that. Yes. So anywho, Brittany, how's your week? Tell me all the things.
Good. Well, if you're watching our YouTube or TikTok or whatever we have videos on, I have my hair done.
Oh, pretty. She got makeup on.
I know. It's a big day.
It's a big day.
I couldn't tell you the last time I did my hair curly and had makeup on
like
in the same day.
It's really good.
Very rare. But I love like leap of faith moments where you're like, you know what, let's just get ourselves out of our box. And on Facebook, I'm a part of, I believe it's called, it's just like, oh shit, it's like Love Saskatchewan, like small businesses type of thing, where people like promote their own like little businesses and whatever. This one girl as a photographer, and she had put a post out looking for models that are currently pregnant. And she's like, just let me know. Like, I'm just looking for people to photograph to build up my portfolio and whatever. So I was like, I've got nothing going on because I can't work. barely eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, eating's a thing. Everything's a thing.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I messaged her and I was like, hey, like if you haven't already filled your spot, like I'm X amount of weeks pregnant. I don't remember when I messaged her at the time. I'm 34 weeks once this comes out. 34
my gosh.
Once this comes out,
I can't believe it. I'm so excited.
I know. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so I'm just
It's
like,
Nutter Butters, guys.
yeah, and
Sorry.
he's whopping around like crazy in there. My last
Yeah.
ultrasound was like his giant foot at the top of my rib cage. I'm like, yep,
Mhm.
that's a foot in
You
there.
know what?
But
I
anyways,
have to say, okay, but I'm sorry, before we move on to the rest of your story,
uh-huh.
your nose is amazing.
Oh,
Remember when I was that pregnant with Colin, my nose was like all over my face.
well, but the thing is, I've been reading a lot, and they say that your nose does spread with pregnancy, but mine hasn't yet. And I'm
Yours
like,
hasn't. No, but like by
no,
that point, I was, what was I, 20 weeks? Because it was actually
really?
like, remember
Was it
we were in was it
Island
Edmonton or
sushi?
Calgary for International Women's Day with Jess T.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
like that
yeah.
was like my last weekend of like looking like myself, and then it was like forever changed. Oh, I wish I was kidding, because you made me do
Oh,
photos that weekend, remember? You're
yeah,
like, oh, we have no maternity photos. It was like just
yeah.
me against a wall in my like black dress.
I did. I had to take them from you because you wouldn't do it yourself.
Exactly. I'm like, fine, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally that was it, and then my face never looked the same again. So
But
I'm
it did.
very,
But your nose did go back right after
I
you had
mean, I
Colin.
still think it looks different. Like,
Really? You think so?
I mean, it looks I don't know, but
You've
like,
always had a cute nose,
oh,
though.
well,
But
thank
like when you had
you.
Maria in pregnancy, you could see it was starting to spread just a little, but it
But
wasn't the
not
same
as
amount
bad.
as
With
Colin.
Colin, it was like, dear fucking God.
It was like those. It was
Whew.
like it was like Oh, Jessica, don't hate me,
No, it's
Lord
fine.
Voldemort.
Yeah. Lord, it was just so spread out. It's like, it was like huge. It was like swollen. And it
He
was
was not
like,
happy.
it was just like, and then my lips were swollen. It was like my face
Yeah.
was swollen, every bit of
Yeah.
me. My hands, my
Yeah.
feet. Oh my God, my ankles. Oh my God.
Yeah. When you also had like he was due in June,
Hmm.
but really though, like I don't know if like those warmer months really just got
I
to you or
barely
what.
had the warmer months,
I guess
honestly.
not. Yeah.
God, what a miserable pregnancy. Anywho,
It
enough
was a
about
rough
me.
go.
Tell me about yourself. I'm so glad that that is over
Yeah.
for
Right.
now. I'm like, I'm not done. I don't know if I'm done having children, but I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm done for like, I am not,
A hot second.
I'm not jealous of anybody being pregnant and bringing in. I'm excited for all the babies around me. That's
Yes.
exciting, but not my own. Anywho, go on, Brittany. I'm so sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. So don't worry. So I messaged her and she's like, yep, let's do it. I've got 2 dresses that I'm ordering. I just need your size to make sure they fit you. I was like, perfect. And that's always a gamble because because
You
like
never
when
know.
you say your size and you're like, I hope that I hope that works.
Assuming we're not getting like from specific areas of the world where they're like
That
large is a
is not the
size
case.
medium
That's it.
or
Exactly.
small.
That's
Like,
exactly it. So I was
yeah.
like, oh God, here we go. So which was totally fine. And she's like, yeah, like come to my acreage and we're gonna take photos outside. And I was like, cool, like let's freaking do it.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was a really amazing experience because she had these 2 beautiful dresses that I was able to try on and they fit, which was
Uh-huh.
unreal.
Uh-huh.
Her first thing was just like, oh my gosh, you're so much smaller than I thought you'd be at 33 weeks is when we did the
You're
photos.
like, oh my God.
And I was like, really? I'm like,
That's
well, I don't
lovely.
do anything. I just throw up all the time and
Exactly.
sleep.
It's the constant vomiting and barely
So,
eating,
yeah, exactly.
you
I'm
know.
I'm doing my goddamn best over here.
Exactly. And
So
that's it. And that's the best you can do.
that's
Exactly.
exactly it. That's all I can do. So
Yes.
so I'm very lucky that I'm not swollen or like have had many issues where the issues seem to just be consistent in one area, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna savor that to be like just stay in that box.
Mhm.
So anyways, the dresses feel awesome. I feel like a complete rock star.
You look
And
so beautiful. Like you truly do. But
thank you.
like I said, it's like it's not even that you have like a motherly pregnant glow to you. It's just like you've always been beautiful and you don't need
Mm.
makeup, but like I think you feel really confident today and you
Yeah,
feel
today's a
very
really
like
good day.
empowered today, and I think that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah,
Anyways, so you're
thank
beautiful
you.
always, but
Thank
you look
you.
exceptional today because I'm glad you found your power.
Well,
Anywho,
yeah, I definitely feel through pregnancy. I've felt like I've turned a corner of like how I view. I'm like, this is a, body love. You gotta love the
this is,
body you're in.
you
If
know,
you don't love the
actually
body,
self-love has to do with our episode later, so it's fine. Yeah.
true. It's very true. So with that, like being pregnant and your body changing, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about the body changing,
Mhm.
but I have like kind of just loved it. I'm like, okay, actually, like I don't care if I have stretch marks, stress marks,
Stress marks.
yeah. yeah, like I'm just kind of like, yeah, well, there's a baby in there and he's heavy AF and like it is what
Yeah.
it is.
Mhm.
So, but one of the coolest things about the photo shoot is because it was on her acreage and she also has like a petting zoo type of situation. So she has
Oh,
like alpacas. She has this like
cool.
mini cow thing. I don't know. His name is Seamus.
Seamus, a mini cow. Oh yeah, you said it's like not a Highland cow, but he's like a hairy
Yes,
cow. Is
Highland
Highland?
cow.
Okay, because he's cute
Like
as
it's like this
frick.
really like he looks like how I wake up in the morning with like hair all over his face. Like so funny.
That's yeah.
But yeah, so she's got alpacas, she's got sheep, or no, sorry, goats. That's different. She's got goats and alpacas and this Seamus, and then she's got horses.
Seamus.
So yeah, Seamus. And so we walked over to see the horses because the one named Trixie was looking, checking me out, and I was like, oh, I like sure, like let's go up. And like growing up with our family having horses, we are very well aware that you don't just fucking run up to a horse. Like
No,
you would never do that. So I'm just like
no.
very gentle, being like, hi, you're so
Hi,
sweet.
horsey. Yeah,
And like
exactly.
show her my hands to be like,
It's
smell
good.
me.
It's
And
good. Yeah.
then we got a couple pictures of her actually like with her nose on the belly. She was just like
Yeah.
checking. And so that actually surprised Trina, the photographer, because she's like, I didn't actually know that she would have that type of reaction. It's like she just knows. And I'm like, well, that's pretty freaking
Motherly.
awesome.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really sweet.
So overall, it was super fun. It was free. So I was like, hey,
Also great.
that is so fucking cool.
We
When
love
you are
free.
broke AF on the eye, you're like, yes, that win
Exactly.
is a win.
Exactly.
So yeah, no, so that was super fun. But yeah, so that was part of my week. And then I was able to be a volunteer for Bev's class for Reiki. She was teaching this amazing woman named Paige, who I've actually met a couple times because she's done she's done Bev's other classes like intro and intermediate
Yes. Okay.
to spiritual gifts. And so she was her Reiki student. And it's so cool. So I've talked about this kind of before with Jessica and our cousin Sasha and stuff. And when you're connected to spirit, you feel like you have to like constantly feel connected, or you feel like you have to constantly do things to feel that you're doing the right amount of work to still feel like you have it, or you lose it. That's not the case with spirit, which I honestly didn't realize until I was driving to the Reiki session.
Okay.
So I had pulled over because I had to meet my one friend to give her a bunch of clothes that I didn't
I
need
was like,
anymore.
because you had to throw up or what? Yeah.
No, thankfully
Off,
no.
yeah.
So I dropped off these clothes to her and I get back in the car and I'm driving. And then all of a sudden I got hit with a huge wall where I was like, whoa, I haven't felt this in a very long time. It was like kind of dizzy, but it was like kind of like, it was just like a giant wall of just like energy. And I was like, whoa, what the hell? So I like made a note of the time. And then immediately I could start feeling chest pain, which I was like, okay, so this must be to do with the Reiki session that I'm getting. Now my body's like, this is what's going to come up. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just see where we go. So I walk in and I'm like, and I see Paige and Bev, and I was like, I have to ask. I was like, did you guys start like prepping at like, say, like 5:15, 5:20? And they're like, actually, yeah, that's when we started asking like the questions of like what we'd be doing. And I was like, oh, my team basically just let me know because they're like, hey, someone's in your shit.
Exactly.
We're here.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. That was my like board thing. Yeah.
It's okay. But yeah, so Bev right away she's so funny. And she's like, I had to warn Paige that you have quite a spiritual team by you because apparently I've got a team that's pretty forceful and they all want to come in at the same time. And like when Paige had read me last year, I think it was, she was doing part of her class where she was reading an object. And Paige at that time was like, I remember you because your team wanted to come into the room, but they all tried to go through the door at the same time where they all got stuck and no one could get through. So everyone just decided, okay, I'm not coming through.
Like, well, so, all of us are nothing at once.
Yeah. Right. So this time, once I got all comfy on the table and stuff, like, so Bev basically said, like, you know, it's okay to put up that boundary so that way her spirit team is too intense.
Yeah.
because they will be. So like,
Yeah.
it's all good. And so Paige's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. So after the session, which went amazing, baby boy was just like, he just loved it. He was just bouncing and being all crazy. After she was kind of reviewing with me what she had gone through, and she's like, your team was so funny because I tried to like put up that boundary of just like, if I want you to come in, I'll let you know. And she's like, but your one figure was just like, so that doesn't actually apply to me. I'm going to come in anyway. And guess who that was, Jessica?
I'm gonna say Grandpa Chiz.
Grandma Chiz.
Grandma Chiz. Okay, yeah. I was like, it's one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, Grandma.
Yeah. And I was
she's like, I'm here. She's giving
like,
birth to my
I'm
great grandson, and this was my idea.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I just laughed. I was like, of course she is. She's like, if this isn't applying to me, I'm gonna come in anyway.
I'm just like, she needs me here. It's fine.
She'll
She'll understand. She knows. She's just tell her it's me. She'll be fine with that.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, because Paige is like, I could feel because she has never worked on someone who was pregnant before.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, it was wild because I could not only feel your energy, but I could also feel your little boy's energy like separate. So it was just amazing. So wild to feel that there was two. It was just so she had lots of fun stuff to say. And so remember when I said like when I felt that wall, I felt like that chest pain. As she was working, I was like, oh yeah, that chest pain sucks. But it's because I just have had an overly anxious time just dealing with all the things to do with pregnancy and all that fun stuff. And so my anxiety's been just a little higher than normal. And as she was working along, she had gone through my whole body and then had come back up. And as we were reviewing everything, she's like, I could definitely feel like your chakra. Like I could feel your chest pain. And I didn't tell her that yet. And I was like, oh, well, that's crazy. And one of it, well, I did have a good laugh because she's just like, yeah, it's you must have had a Reiki session just not that long ago because everything is just like how did she put it? Everything, like you feel really balanced. And I was like, is that so? Is that so? And I look at Bev, I'm like, what? Like, what balance looks like? But Bev's clarified more afterwards too, being like, no, you're actually doing exactly what you need to do in this very moment. You've literally done everything you can for this pregnancy in your life right now. This is exactly where you're supposed to be. This is what, like, you've done everything you've needed to up until this point. There's nothing else that you needed to do. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I had the best fucking sleep. I'm normally up till 1 or 2 to see Jessica.
I know. I'm like, oh, she must be asleep. Yeah, which is so good. That's great.
Oh, I was just like, that's
nice.
Hasn't happened in a while.
So good. Yeah. No, obviously, like every morning I'm like, oh, is Brittany on? Because I usually like you guys send me like a shit ton of like
reels
of reels on Instagram, you and Matt. And like I'm like, that's when I go about liking everything. And I'm like, oh,
that's how I know you're awake.
Exactly. When I start liking them, like it's usually like 7, 8 o'clock, whatever. Whenever I have like, a minute to look. Sometimes it's later, but yeah.
Well, that's it. So so I normally wait until you start liking the reels, and then I'm like, okay, she's awake. And then
go. Exactly. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. No, I love it.
But so that was so my
exciting. Week. That's really great. Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped about it. So overall, pretty good week. So love yeah.
Well,
so we're gonna go through some fun things today.
Yeah, I'm excited for this because I feel like it's like, I mean, okay, on spiritual TikTok, which I'm like on, but like not all the time. Like, I guess if that's like kind of your feed, like you kind of see these terms being thrown around, but it's like, what does it mean? So we are going to chat a little bit about karmic relationships, soulmates, and twin flames. So some people would say like a soulmate and a twin flame are karmic relationships, and they are. But like, what the fuck does that even mean? So anyways, so I'm like, this, I was telling Brittany, I don't think it's going to be too heavy this episode. And it's not that it's serious or whatever, but like, I don't think it'll be what you expect, you know?
Because I was telling Jessica earlier too, that when people think of twin flames, they automatically think it to be a positive. It's not always a positive.
No, it isn't.
Same with karmic
Yeah.
relationships too, where you're like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
shit.
Exactly. Literally. Exactly. So, well, why don't we start with, what should we start with? Let's do karmic relationships.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. And then we'll kind of ease into the others because that kind of is like not separate, but it's like its own league of, you know, what that kind of means. Whereas a soulmate and a twin flame have more similarities in that sense. So
Okay.
basically a karmic relationship is a relationship that's meant to bring like lessons or growth into your life. That's like the biggest lesson that you're going to get from that. So growth involving love or like partnership, that's going to be where like the main theme of that is. So those kind of relationships, they're not meant to be smooth sailing. Sorry, this is my like portable desk that I'm putting my foot on that I keep putting my foot on. And yeah, and it's just falling down. So that's what that was. Sorry. Anywho, so yeah, they're not meant to be smooth sailing. Now we had mentioned, I don't know, did we talk about this a little bit earlier? Maybe you did, but like a soul contract. This would
You and
be,
I did.
yeah, okay. So this would be like a karmic relationship would be something like a contract that was signed by both of your souls prior to you entering this life. So what this relationship is to sort out unresolved issues from past lives. So a karmic relationship is, I mean, it's similar to the fact that like, you know, your soulmate and your twin flame, it's like you know each other from a previous life, but it's like it's karmic because you're either paying karma from a previous life or you're receiving do you know what I mean? Like it's yes.
Yeah.
So
well, and I'm sorry to interrupt you for a
it's
hot
okay.
second.
Please
It
do
just
anytime.
reminded me of what Bev said last night too. Because I had asked Paige, I was like, did you have any inkling of what my little guy's name is? And she's like, there was a couple names that came to mind, and she had guessed one letter. And I was like, that was a name that we were considering, but we didn't end up going with.
Interesting.
But I was like, I had said like the name, I forget if it was Paige or Bev that had asked her, like, do you think you'll change your mind once you see him? And I'm like, no, actually, like his name is like, it's clear as like crystal in my mind. And like every time I've seen the name pop up wherever that is, if I'm reading on movies or TV shows or whatever, it's like that's his name. That's his
my
name.
son's name. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Bev's like, you know, that means that karmically that was always supposed to be his name. Yeah. And you found it. And that is his name. That's fabulous. So I was like,
oh, you did it. Oh, that's lovely. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So when it is written in stone and you do find it, like whether that means it was like soul contract or.
Sorry, Ryan just coughed. He scared the fuck out of me. I'm recording right now. I don't have like the because everybody's asleep. I usually have like the curtains drawn, but I didn't because like everybody's asleep. It doesn't matter. Hey, babe, you good? Okay, I love you.
Dying?
Take something before you go to bed. Okay. Night night. He's not feeling well either. So I just sorry, that was alarming. I was
scared you so bad.
Literally, oh my god. What are we talking about?
Yeah. So when things come up that are karmically supposed to happen for you, people, places, situations, it's just going to feel right. It's going to feel like there was no other way it was supposed to happen. Yeah. Or that other, like that person, whatever it is, like, it just feels right.
Exactly. Yeah. So, something like this, it's like, so they are, I don't want to say they're primarily toxic, but they usually are. Yeah, they're
teaching you a lesson. Exactly. They're not always going to be good to you.
Exactly, but they are serving you a lesson, which means it is temporary. So it's not like a long time thing. It is to help you grow. So these people are in your lives to push all your buttons, bring everything to the surface. That is all those fears and trauma and stuff. And now this is because it's like. Yeah. What is it? Have it written?
Well, it's healing those layers that maybe that person keeps coming. Say, I'll use an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or something like that, where you think you're done with them, but then they've come back into your life for whatever reason because you have another layer of healing to do, and only they can break that down.
Exactly.
Whatever that means, if that's challenging you, if that's bringing that emotion forward, if you have to forgive them in another way, like whatever the case is, that person, that karmic soul, is going to come back into your life to help you heal that much further.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it's often a balancing act of like healing a like bad experience from a past life. That's like the biggest thing is, right? So to clear karma between the two of you.
Totally.
So I have some signs. So if any of this rings a bell, because again, it's hard to decipher again if it's a twin flame or if it's a soulmate or if it's karmic. And karmic is pretty, I would say it's more severe. I would say in terms of like severity, karmic relationships, then twin flame, and obviously soulmate is very different as well, but it does work on like a negative spectrum here. So signs that you may be in a karmic relationship, it could be that instant connection, that instant draw as soon as you meet them, right?
Yep.
Of course,
absolutely.
Early signs that this could be a karmic relationship is it could feel off from the beginning, or there might be some slight red flags that you notice. There could also be a lot of drama within your relationship or a lot of frustration. It could also be I don't want to be around them. I just don't, I don't want to be around them. It's just not, I don't feel myself with them. But again, going back to the other side but they're addicting. And
that's exactly it.
A lot of this,
you can't break away from them.
No, exactly. So it is a relationship that's filled with like repetition, almost like a roller coaster too, because it's like you're going to go through times where you're so addicted, can't get enough of them, and then it's a codependency, and then it's like I can't, so it is like it's up and down all the time. So it can bring fears and trauma right to the surface, and that's that's where it can become very toxic. But now if it does turn toxic, oh my god, absolutely. I heard you fart from here with my headphones on. I heard you fart.
My god.
And anyways,
I thought he was gonna try to say I didn't. I'm like, that's a dad.
And no, of course not. Sorry, my husband's cameos all the time. You should just come and show your face one day if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so if it does turn toxic and you're starting to recognize this, I mean, what they say, there's a couple different ways you could go about it. First is obviously focus your positivity and focus your work inward. Self-love, believe in yourself, realize that you deserve to be happy. Like that's all of those little keys to help you, cut this out. The biggest thing for both this and twin flame would be to like, again, if you've done all that, is to seek out help from like about your relationship, and in the terms of like a medium or a psychic healer, basically like a balance and a clear, because we are dealing with karma and karmic relationships and like, the universe and that. So
even going to a Reiki practitioner, they can I don't like to use the word summon, but that's what was coming into me the fastest. It's like they can bring in Archangel Michael with his giant sword and cut those ties, ties that are so hard to cut every other way.
Exactly. Yeah. So it could be like, I've tried everything, but like, you almost have to like submit to yourself, and like really give in to yourself first. So anyways, so that's like a really like toxic relationship. Thankfully, I don't think I've ever experienced one like that. I mean, I might have, like, I feel like I've got relationships in my past that are like pieces of that. Do you know what I mean? But like, I mean,
but it doesn't have to be
I don't know.
Well, it doesn't have the thing is, yes, you actually do have one, but it doesn't have to be an
Is it current? I was kidding.
No, it's not. It doesn't always have to be an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend. It could be a friend, it could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it can be a cousin. There's so many different ways it can happen. It could be a coworker. For Jessica, it was someone she knew in elementary school and high school. Her name starts with a D. Her last name starts with an F.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Forgot about it.
I was like, I was living my life. Say her name. I can't say her name.
I'll bleep it out, or I'll just like remove it. But like, I lived the last how many years not even thinking about that person, and now I have to.
She popped up. I'm sorry. She popped up on my Facebook feed because she works somewhere that I apparently follow, and I was like, whoa, I haven't seen that face in a long time.
Funny. I mean,
I would say that is a karmic relationship because of how great everything was, and then it was like bad,
and then it wasn't.
It was bad,
and then it was like worse, and it's like, girl, She told me
And then
she
you thought it was
hated
fine.
me. Grade 12, like senior, like what was it? Retreat. Like
At
I went
Christian
to
ethics
like
retreat.
Christian ethics retreat, and like she wrote me a letter how much she hated me and how she'll never forgive me for this. I'm like, girl, like may the
Like,
Lord be with
okay.
you.
Yeah.
Like really, like
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Bless your heart. I
I
hope you
remember,
can feel better.
I remember driving home with my friend Sarah and Haley that day. I was like, what the fuck? It's so like,
And I
anyways.
would say like she was part of like that karmic relationship where she
Yeah.
did have to challenge
Actually,
you.
you know, you're right, because included in this as well as like a push and a pull. And often
Yeah.
that can be like in terms of like miscommunication as well. So I'm not saying I am like
Oh,
innocent in
in
that
any
relationship at
relation.
all, but like,
Wow.
girl, I was not like I like to talk about feelings and not like write passive, actually not even passive aggressive, just aggressive letters.
The thing is, Jessica, you may not write them, but you also told a girl in grade 5 or grade 4 that you hated her to her
5.
face on the last
I
day of school.
did. I hated her. And I was like,
So,
I know. Guys, I'm not perfect. Believe it or not.
nobody is
I
perfect,
know.
Jessica.
But I'm sure that our listeners were like, Jessica, like that.
But no, and it happens, and like everyone has that relationship of some kind.
Yeah, I
That's
totally
why it's
forgot
like
about
it's
it.
it's doesn't, but that's why I'm like, it doesn't have to be a boyfriend or a girlfriend or like even like a
No,
best friend at some point. Like it could be
no.
literally anybody.
A passing
Be a
relationship.
coworker.
Exactly. Yeah. So, anywho, that's
Yes. So
hilarious. That's
that's what I was
so
like,
funny.
you
Oh
do
God. I
actually.
was living so happily up until this point, Brittany. Why? Why?
Hey,
I
maybe I
know.
had to bring it up for a reason though.
Clearly I needed to reflect, and that's totally fine. I'll
Yeah.
forgive you. Cool.
Yeah.
So do we want to move on to let's do twin flame, because we're kind of like in order of
Yes.
severity, as I've said
Yeah.
earlier. So I think I'm going to talk about twin flame, what it means,
Mhm.
and then I'll do soulmate, and then we'll talk about the similarities, because those are like ones that are like not interchangeable but very similar.
Sure.
So a twin flame, different from a karmic relationship in that it is like the soul. This is where two halves of a whole, one soul split into two. That is when like the meeting of the same soul, or like a mirrored soul anyways, or
Okay.
mirrors and reflective anyways. So typically they can be more toxic as well, but they do that because that person can mirror your own issues, your own bad habits, your own imbalances, your own insecurities right back at you, right? So it's like a
Yeah.
give and take of the same hard lesson. So
Yeah.
again, with twin flames, it is almost like I saw a term, it was a chaser, and was it a runner and a chaser or whatever? So it is like, I don't know, like it's like never getting caught up. So typically people like who are
Oh
your twin flame in life, you can't just cut the cord. Do you know what I mean? Because
no.
it's like the identical cord. So chances are they're going to be in your lives forever. And that was just the way it was
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Of course, like maybe not to the extent that you think, right? Because again, a
Right.
twin flame could be anybody in the world, but it would
Literally
be,
anybody.
but it is somebody that will, you know, that you can't cut off that
Yeah.
energy, right?
And it's not always negative, a twin
No,
flame,
no, it's
but for the
not.
most part, there's a reason why they're in your life.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
most
exactly.
often it's not as positive as you wish it would be.
Exactly. Yeah. So I guess some misconceptions about a twin flame is that you need a twin flame. Not everybody
Right.
has one, and you are not incomplete without one. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? It's not like there's a part of you missing. It's like, no, it's just like there happen to be two of you, right?
Mm.
So where this twin flame is very, is similar to a karmic relationship, and it's working through life lessons, right? So these are placed in our life for us to help work through out, our finding our divine purpose and balancing out the karma that we've had in our past lives. So once like a lesson that this has taught you, because I definitely resonate with this twin flame, like I know exactly who my twin flame is. Like both, once the lesson is learned, both sides, like, I mean, okay, once the lesson is learned is that, one person can move on. But now the only way that a twin flame or two twin flames can end up together, if this is going to be a happy route, it's not that, like I said, you can't be a twin flame and a soulmate, if that makes any sense. But if you're twin flame, if
Fair.
the relationship is going to be successful,
Mhm.
both people have to do the work. Both people have to have the lesson learned, like the goal of the relationship is to that. So yeah, both people have to work on themselves. It has to be, the timing has to be right.
Right.
That's the only way that this is going to work. It was with the twin flame. So chances are like that can happen, but more often than not, no. Usually it's the dance of, it's either not the right timing, or one person hasn't done the work, or there's always going to be a missing key.
Totally. And that's why you're going to keep coming back in each other's lives if you were trying to separate, or the same issues are going to keep coming
exactly
up.
This person will be ready, but this one's not, and then vice versa, right? So it's like that catch up and that running and whatever. So yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
Wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can hear you
that's
shuffling
one thing I
your
didn't.
cards.
I know.
You're like, oh,
getting ready.
Yeah. So
But
yeah, sorry, go on.
that's cool. No, I was just one thing I learned I didn't realize is not everybody has a twin flame. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, not everybody does, but yeah, I mean,
I
it just means that
did.
yeah, I mean, at least, I mean, I don't know, maybe on like another plane there might be, but at this point it would be like, yeah, two halves of a whole, one soul split into two. So
wild.
So yeah, before I go into the similarities, let's talk soulmate.
Yes.
So they would be determined by, I guess, two separate souls that are eternally linked. So usually, usually a soulmate would be somebody like a life partner or a close friend, but it's not always a romantic relationship, right? So because of the healing nature of a soulmate, they would be more likely to have a relationship that ends in success opposed to a twin flame, right?
Okay.
Because it's more of like not a balancing, but it's more of a nurturing relationship. So a soulmate would be sent, or in our paths to help us awaken and help to challenge ourselves to become our best self. So they are still filled with lessons and experiences, but they are like, yeah, they're meant to like make you and help you realize like to better yourself, right? So
I love that. Yeah. Well, I feel like you had said at one point, was it Colin or Maria,
Marge.
that you're just like, it's Marjorie.
Yeah.
Her name's Maria, but
I know. That's another story. I call her Marge and she loves it. So it's great. And everybody else, I don't know why okay, we've got a friend named Marjorie.
Yes, Marjorie is her
and
real name.
And I fucking love Marge. And her nickname is MJ as well, which I always loved. And like, and I was like, oh, I'm going to name my daughter Maria. I was like, oh my God, Maria Janet Doreen. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to have MJ. It's anyways. So I call her Marge.
Before we could tell anyone the name, we would just say MJ because it was Mini Jess.
Mini Jess, exactly. Yeah. So anyways, so it started out as like MJ, which I do call her MJ. Or like, in text or whatever. And then I call her Midge. And then I call her Marge.
Yeah.
And Margie.
Yeah.
And Margaret and all the things. And she responds. She listens and she knows that she's Margie, or she knows that she's Marge.
Well, I love how everyone in your family has a name when they're being like kind of a shithead. Like Colin is Colleen.
Colleen. Yeah, exactly.
And Ryan is Rihanna.
You have to Rihanna.
What did we used to call him? It wasn't Ryan. But what we used to call him, we're like,
oh Brian.
Right.
Brian.
Oh God, sorry. Brian's back. That sucks.
Brian. No, we call him Rihanna. But Brian is his like, your alter ego.
Alter ego. Yes.
Yeah.
Or you're just like, oh man, Brian's back.
Yeah. No, we've got Brian. Well, I guess we got Rihanna. We've got Kalina. Yeah. And then Marge. Yeah. And I'm the only one without a nickname. Did you know that? But I'm so good at giving nicknames. This is the problem. That's right. I can't nickname myself.
Is so cool. Well, and that's the thing is like they haven't given you a nickname, but like you have nicknames with like our family. We would call you Cheska. We would also call you Hulk Smash, Jessica Smash.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to get her even more mad so we can push her over the edge to being happy again.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Brittany, you were Brat. BRAT, literally. That's it. Brat. Brat.
Yeah.
Matt,
or Maddie. Pants at one point. It was called
Britches, because Britches.
Yeah, Britches. Matthew.
Matches. And Mom. Oh God. Should I say Mom's nickname on here?
Yeah, I tell everybody.
It's so funny. Oh my God. I won't say the story because it's funny, but my mom's name is Doreen. Our mom's name is Doreen. Doreen. Anyways, we call her Knee Rod.
Yeah. And if you write it out, you'll know why.
Exactly. It's just Doreen backwards. I never call her Nerod, but like I do say it in my brain daily, probably. Whenever I talk to my mom, I'm like, oh, Nerod.
Oh, Nerod.
So
Yeah.
bad.
Well, and she likes to say the story too. So if anyone is out there that are just like, I need to know the story, just go ask my mom.
What? Don't call my mom Nerod. She'll be pissed. She'll wonder how it got
Well,
out.
which
But it's funny.
she'll just be like,
Yeah.
what?
How did you know? Like,
Well,
no.
yeah, so it's
Doreen.
Nimrod and Bildred. And Bildred is because of Auntie Chris.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that nickname until she's like,
Bildred.
and I was like, I'm sorry, what was that? And
Our
my
dad's
dad's
name
like,
is
why'd you
Bill.
have to say that?
Exactly. Our dad's name is Bill, and yeah, that's obviously Bildred.
Yeah, Bildred.
So Bildred and Nerod.
Yeah.
At it again. Anywho,
right.
cool.
The adventures of Nerod.
Exactly. Bildred. So bad. And Marge. Anyways.
God. Yeah, and Marge.
So yes,
but yeah,
I
so
did
Marge
say,
is your soulmate.
I believe that she is. Like, I felt it when I was pregnant with her. I felt like she was like, I felt like she was my like little person. I felt a connection to her. I didn't feel that connection when I was pregnant with Colin. I think being pregnant with Colin, I felt like more like dutiful. Do you know what I meant? It was more like, and I love my son, obviously, and I'm so glad I'm so, everything, right? But it was just a very different pregnancy. And I think, again, I did it because I was like, no, I want to have children and this is how it has to go. Whereas like when I was pregnant with Maria, I think I did a lot more self-work on myself at that point. And I think it was just being pregnant with her allowed me to unlock that sort, if that makes any sense.
You had like a whole different life between pregnancies too.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there was a lot of opportunity to actually do look inward and like recognize what your potential was.
Exactly. Yeah. So like you're right. So anywho, Marjorie, she's my little soulmate, I think. Even though she drives me fucking nuts most of the days. But
that's probably one of the reasons why she's your soulmate.
Exactly. But that's exactly it. It's like she knows my buttons, but like she gives me the challenges that I need to better myself. And I do see that. I do feel that as well. I feel like I become a better mother every day.
And you're allowed to be
I'm a parent.
You're allowed to be mad at your kids.
Oh,
that's okay.
Sakes. Although she gives me one of these because we use sign language with her, right? We use it with both kids. And like Colin still uses some of his sign today, like when he's hungry or whatever. But Marge has only picked up more. She goes, more? She doesn't say it, but she just does it. I'm like, more what? Like, it's always to eat. It's not even that she wants more of one thing. She just needs food. Like I'm like, oh, are you hungry? Do you want more to eat? Like I sign eat or whatever. And it's just more. I'm like, okay, she's just constantly hungry. She's so hungry.
She's like, I need it, mama.
Literally, mama. And then she wants to, oh my God, guys, I should take some videos of her just like clinging to my leg. I put her down and it's just like all hell breaks loose. Like, oh my God, I can't hold you all the time when I'm just doing this.
Like, I wonder, because like Jessica and I used to be able to trick Colin when he was little, because Jessica and I, as you're all fully aware, we can talk very much the same. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard to tell who is who. Yeah. And so when Colin was just like a little baby, if Jessica had to run to the washroom or make supper or something, I would hold on to him and I would say phrases that she would say in the same voice. So then he'd be like, oh, it's Mom, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Exactly.
Yeah. Where I haven't been able to do that with Maria. So even if I don't know though, I'd be curious to see if she'd be here and be like, no, it's
Marge knows. She's clocked me. She knows. Like she knows exactly. My God. She's determined little babe. Anyways, love her to pieces. Marjorie, my girl. Anyways, so that would be the soulmate kind of experience there. So twin flame and soulmate, right? They're both like on the healing spectrum of a relationship. So some similarities that you will find during these two encounters. They offer familiarity, right? So it's like when you meet this person, it's like something about them, like right? Or like you already know them. So that's gonna happen. That could happen with both of these types of relationships. Again, we're gonna see like potentially a deep or like an instant attraction. Again, that comes with that familiarity. It's like, when you meet the other half of your soul, your twin flame, it's like, it's just like you know,
that deja vu moment. You're like, I know you.
Exactly.
I know you.
They feel like home. You know what I mean? Or it feels like destiny.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah,
Absolutely.
you could also be like, it's like I knew you in a past life, right? Like it's that again, that
Yeah.
familiarity.
Or you feel that's safe. You're just like, whoa.
Exactly. Safe is a good way to put it. Exactly.
Yeah. Like
Um,
I'm gonna say one quick example before you
yeah,
continue
of
because of
course.
like feeling safe and stuff. That was how I knew Ryan was my soulmate.
Mm,
Because within the first couple weeks that we like started hanging out and stuff, I remember going to his parents' house. We were like watching a movie, and I fell asleep, which I've never done at
mm-hmm,
anybody's house
mm-hmm.
ever.
You don't.
And I fell asleep. Like I just like I can't. I just like
No.
my brain doesn't do that. And I was out cold for 2 hours. The first time ever at his parents' house, and I'm like out cold, sleeping, and like probably snoring, most likely drooling. And I like remember waking up being like, holy shit, I've never done that. But every time I was with him, I was like, I feel like so safe with you.
Mm,
Like I feel
that's
like
really nice.
it was right. It was just some I've never like
Yeah.
sorry to anyone who was in my life before that, but I've never felt that way ever.
Yeah.
So that was
That's
like
really
my one
cool.
thing. I was like, well, that means something different.
Yeah, exactly. That's really nice that you can like, that you have that confirmation and that like, that affirmation
Yeah.
for yourself that like this is
Yeah.
and to be able to create life and the life you want as well with your
Yeah.
soulmate. That's
Well,
really
that's it.
lovely.
I'm very lucky. I'm
Yeah.
very lucky that, we both have gone through our own journeys to find each to get to each other, but
Mhm.
um it's pretty cool
Yeah,
that
no,
I
it's
got to feel that right off the
fantastic.
bat where I was like, wow. And then
Yeah.
the more I read about it, I was like, oh, that's actually a thing.
Yeah.
That's actually means something. So
Exactly. Yeah. Really, really big with that is like with a soulmate specifically, it's somebody that can, change and influence your life in such profound ways, right? And that's like a huge
mm,
indicator for that.
absolutely.
Both of which twin flame and soulmates though, they can both cause personal awakenings. Did I say that right? Personal,
Oh,
that's a weird say, personal awakenings. Um
that makes
Oh
sense
yeah,
though.
it's just a lot. Yeah, it does. It's meant to like make you again challenge yourself in those other ways, right? But
Mm,
whereas a soulmate, you might find like complements your soul,
yeah.
right? A twin flame is again, it's going to be more of like a challenge of sorts and like
Yeah.
um one way to put it would be um like a divine union of souls and a twin flame for a divine purpose, right? So
Mm,
that's like yeah, to come over or
wow.
to overcome such challenges anyway. So yeah,
Amazing.
balancing out that
Cool.
karma. Cool,
Well, I'm
cool.
curious too for any of our listeners if anyone has had any instances with their possible soulmate or
Yeah.
karmic relationship or a twin flame situation. Like we'd
Mm-hmm.
love to hear
Yeah.
how that has gone for you or how that is currently going or whatever the case
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
We'd
We're
love
always
that.
up to chat about it if you want to.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like I definitely think I know. Yeah, again, I think Marge is my soulmate.
I love that.
I think I have a twin flame. And I
Yeah.
think, yeah, and I think I have a karmic relationship with that person from high school.
When
Who's
I have a
all
karmic
the best
relationship,
to her. That's fine. I've moved on
but
with my
stay the
life.
fuck out of my
But like
life.
probably I'm good. Like
Yeah.
you're fine. Good for you. Yeah. Oh good.
That's super
I love
great.
that.
Hope life is going well. And I
Mhm.
get that. Like I have a karmic relationship with someone who thankfully isn't in my life as much anymore. But there was a
Mhm.
time where it was just constant and it was just like, fuck again.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it was the
Exactly.
same
Yeah.
thing of just like that addiction to like realizing how toxic it is, like the lessons that come with it and stuff. And
Mhm.
so
Mhm. Exactly. Yeah.
hopefully
Yeah.
now I've learned all those lessons.
Totally. I hope you have to. I hope we all do. But it's so important you have to go through it, right?
Yeah.
You gotta grow through what you go through. Um,
I think that was the opposite way.
go through what you grow through. No, you gotta grow through what you go through.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Anyhow,
So it's card pulling time.
card pulling time.
So I was pulling them earlier just
Yeah.
because do you have any decks with you, Jess?
Oh yeah, I do. I just don't know which one I'm gonna do. Which one are you gonna do?
Oh, I'm going to do my spell casting oracle deck.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah. I'm just like,
Get my tabletop out. That's
And so I was just cycling through this earlier as Jessica had pointed out. So I was like, oh, I'll get ready. And I pulled two cards today, which I
oh
normally don't. So that was
fancy.
cool.
I love that for
So
you.
Yeah. So one of the cards here, I'll pull up my series. So one of them is willpower.
Ooh,
Let's see
fancy.
if I can get that in there. Yeah. So your impulsive behavior invites temptation and you cannot resist being enticed. The motto's life's too short. It has attracted all sorts of attention, as well as some naughty behavior. And in the past, you found that trouble has followed you. It's time to put that behind you now as you take responsibility and grow up. Instead of giving into temptation, determine whether or not you're being lured for your highest good. A test of strength of character is required to conquer a lazy attitude. Focus and willpower will keep you from destruction, leading you to a resolution and firmness of purpose. So, the magical meanings of this could be an addiction that's out of control. You're seeking professional help. You're considering healthy eating and exercise as a new routine, and don't give in. Determination will see you through. You're nearly there.
Wow.
So I was like, whoa, okay.
I mean, that's very like on brand for what we were talking about today.
Always is.
You know what I mean?
Oh, and this one is too. That's funny.
That's funny.
So the next one is, of course, with willpower comes healing.
Healing.
So health issues and chronic pain take their toll, affecting the way you live your life. Be humble and seek the appropriate help and medication, but allow to the healing energy of spirit to soothe your discomfort. Investigate the beneficial healing properties of natural remedies by seeking out a qualified herbalist, or gain relief through natural energy healing practices like Reiki or meditation. Reduce your intake of alcohol, caffeine, and sugar, as they'll rise your if you are able to do that, you'll rise on your vibration energetically for all those levels. So take sensible steps to ensure the restoration of your health, and listen to the signs your body's trying to tell you. So you're a natural healer. Heal using Reiki or crystals. Work with natural healing herbs. Your body craves detox. Make that overdue appointment, and it's time for acceptance. So with both of those, it sounds like this is a good time to start making some big changes.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
Especially if it's like, and both of them are just like addiction, detox, like something is going on. And that's interesting again when it comes to karmic relationships, twin flames, where it's just like, okay, something big has to happen now.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's like
I love it. Cool. I love when cards come through.
Yeah.
Love it so much.
Okay. So I'm pulling from, it's called the Divine Feminine Oracle. I don't know if I've done this one on here. Who's it by? Artwork by Elizabeth Shirvan Gesseman. Megan Watterson. That's the one who did it. Anyways.
Oh, nice.
So I pulled Mary Magdalene. That's my card that I pulled.
Oh.
So the apostle to the apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. So when your soul select her card, Mary Magdalene represents the fierce, unwavering love that we all have to access within our own vulnerable hearts. It's a love that renders all things sacred, from the I cannot talk, from the animals to the angels, from the poorest to the most powerful. It's a love that sees the inherent worth of all things, and it's a love that remains even through the darkest times, even through death. Her love is one that resurrects. I cannot talk today, guys.
Hey, Jess.
But what was I gonna
You did lots of talking already. That's why your body's just like, we tired.
Yeah. There's like, so this is obviously very much like a self-love card. They have like a soul voice meditation, which I think is really applicable. Where has my love not reached yet? So I think when we're in terms of thinking for ourselves, and like letting our love absorb and, and flourish, it is where has my love not reached yet?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Anyways, so
that's a good one for like a meditation. If say you're having like a hot shower or a bath or whatever, or you're laying in your bed, just like going through your body scan of just like, okay, what needs to kind of relax. Yeah. I really like that. Yeah. Say that.
Where has my love not reached yet? Exactly. Like, and that can go like, that can be applicable to all things everywhere.
Absolutely.
Everything. Exactly. Yeah. Cool. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed that. I feel like we haven't done like an episode like this in a while. So like,
yeah. I mean, no, I like it. It's
We've
good.
had so many wonderful guests, and I'm not complaining about that. That's great. But I was like, girl, I gotta get my
know.
research back on. And I'm
I
avoiding
know.
work apparently, so I should probably do some work at this point.
That's fair too.
I was
That's
like,
okay.
tomorrow.
There's so many days. So many days.
Tax
I'm
season is upon us, Bertie. I don't have that many days.
yeah, that's fair enough. You're like,
I have
actually, no.
deadlines to make, but
Fair.
yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's
Well,
that.
where everybody can find us is YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
Yes.
Basic Banter for Witches. And our email is Basic Banter for Witnesses.
Oh, Basic Banter for Witness.
Basic Banter for Witches at gmail.com.
You got it. You did the thing.
It's
fantastic.
Yes. So now I'm going to go put my hair up in a bun where it's going to stay for the rest of the day.
Lovely.
And I'm going to wash all of these layers of makeup off. And I might just crawl into bed for a little nap.
And I'm just going to crawl into bed for the night because it is,
There
what
you
is
go.
it? It is 10:51.
There you go.
Yeah,
you go to sleep, and maybe we'll see you in a couple hours once you're awake in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yes, another day. I hope my whole house is like not.
Yeah, I hope they feel better.
I think tomorrow will be a great day. Saturday.
I think so too.
Yes.
Maybe you guys just need some like fresh squeezed juice. You know how sometimes like a freshly squeezed orange is kind of the hot ticket.
Yeah, that would be good. That
would be good.
I'll do that.
But
I will do that.
Good. Okay. Well, we love you guys. Thank you for coming along. Let us know what you think about twin flames, karmic relationships, all that fun stuff. Give us the tea. Give us all the dirt.
Yes, exactly. If you tell us yours, we'll tell you ours. Ooh.
Yeah. We'll give you the names. We'll give you the hot
We'll
stuff.
give you names. We'll give you more than just initials and like confused looks.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We'll give
what
you
if
the
she listens to this?
dirt.
She wouldn't fucking listen to this. Oh God. If she does, cool. Thanks for.
If she does, there's a reason, and that means there's another layer of your relationship that you have to go through.
Cool. Okay. Lovely.
You're like,
okay, that's fine.
Oh.
If that's, you know what, I've learned this week that like life isn't what you think it is sometimes, and like those challenges, just when you think that you've been tested enough and you're good and you're like in a coast mode, it's like when you're gonna get challenged again, and that is life. So that is
life. That's life.
Yeah.
You're gonna get challenges all the time, whether you like it or not. It just all depends. The only thing you can control is your reaction to the situation.
Exactly. And life happens when we're uncomfortable, people. I say that all the time, and I stand by it. So
unfortunately, that is the truth.
Exactly.
Sweet. All right. Until next time.
Okay,
love. Bye-bye.
Bye.